Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Welcome in. Welcome to A Link to the Past Randomizer League, Season 5, Week 3, wrapping up Casual Boots. I am James FNX, and I'm joined by Brewers fan JP. JP, how you doing today?
Doing all right. Me and my teammate were doing some practice before this, and now get to do some commentary. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Like I said, we're near the end of the week. This is the second to last race in the Invitational. We've got Go versus Begone Pot. Begone Pot 5-0. Go is 2-3 as we're already underway.
On the right side. Let's see what we got coming in through the escape here today. Some cash, lots of money.
Yeah, I think the people who are predicting might already be a little disappointed because the first option is pretty much out of the window right now.
Yeah, it's not a low cash seed, that's for sure. If you haven't watched Casual Boots before, where have you been? But we have boots. We have a sword. We're starting in the escape sequence, the standard mode seed.
Yep, so the first 5 minutes or so is pretty standard. Not too much to talk about.
Yeah, it's going to be execution heavy as these runners are going to try and get through these rooms as quickly as possible, knowing that your opponent's doing the same thing. Not a lot to think about routing-wise until you get out of the escape.
Yeah. We got one of the Blink variations on Scruple side. I don't know which one that is. On Dawn Ventures sounds like it's Lord Stanley Hi-Hat Trinidad the 14th.
Sure, I'll believe it. People getting a little bit of a lead coming through escape. It doesn't mean a lot, obviously, but some of the things you look at in there, we've got boots, so bombs aren't necessarily needed, but it is nice to have them before heading to Kakariko, so you're not having to farm those out. It did look like guards are on the bomb train, but no reason to farm out when we already got some bombs.
Looking at the standings for the division, it's the Skullwoods division. Begone Pot is in sole possession of first right now with 5-0 with 15 points. Technically in a tie for points, but OK Dudes is 5-1, so they technically have the lead for right now. Go is tied for technically in 5th place. It's 2-3 with 6 points. There's also another team with 6 points as well, but yeah, right now we're starting to see some separation in the divisions. And this is where you kind of want to start establishing yourself if you want to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, only 2 other teams have gotten through the first 3 weeks undefeated in the Invitational. The Perfect Unadulterated Gaming Squad being one of those. And,
Yeah, we got Divine Beastie Boys, Begone
Divine
Pod.
Beastie Boys, yeah. Divine Beastie Boys, the other team down there in the Misery Mire division.
Yeah. We're starting, as I said, we're starting to see some separation as teams are trying to. Some teams are trying to just establish themselves. Also, some teams starting to worry a little bit about relegation. As much as you don't want to mention that word.
I know that feeling from last season, that's for sure. Nothing of real note in the front of Escape, but we got some checks here in the back. We start off at Dark Cross. We found our small key already. I don't think did we find a map yet?
I don't think I've seen one. No.
Always fun to see if our runners are paying attention and if they don't need to open the chest in Sanctuary, whether they do or not. Some more bombs. So plenty of ammunition to get through Kakariko.
Yeah. I always open that chest in sake, even if it is the map, because it's like I don't. That early, I don't want to think about it.
That's totally fair.
Let's see what we got in the back here. There's the map and a bottle. That's nice before CAC and a heart container. Same cart.
Part, yeah. That bottle, a little bit of a double-edged sword. Bottles are a nice safety, but until we get that mirror, having that fairy in there is probably just going to get tossed out at some point.
Yeah, nice for safety, but at the same time, as I said, if you need a death warp, it's annoying.
All right,
Not
recap. Just more bombs. So no critical items in the escape. No one's going to miss anything there. And Scoopel giving us a second look at the map. Eastern regular crystal, Hera 5/6 desert a pennant. Both runners passing memory tests, checking these bonk rocks on the way out of Sanctuary.
So I think we've got Goople's audio. I'm not familiar with this, or maybe it is Dawn Ventures. It's
Yeah,
Dawn
we have Dawn. We have Dawn's audio. Not sure what the music playing is, but it sounds pretty good.
Oops.
Scoopel does not find out what the bush crab is. We get another chance in Lost Woods, though. Not a huge deal.
Heart container and the wedge. Won't be going for that.
And also, we've got 300 plus rupees. We've got 9 bombs. It really doesn't matter what's on the bush crabs at this point.
You can see each of these separately, 20 rupees and a piece of heart.
Scoopel is no thanks in that piece of heart. Let's see if Dawnbeer passes it up. No, I'm going to grab it.
I'd learned yesterday that it's very easy to muscle memory and jump before grabbing whatever's there.
Yeah. Bad if something's important there, less bad if it's just a piece of heart, but only going to lose a half second picking that up.
Yeah, for me, yesterday was bombs.
Oh, those are
That was almost bad.
important.
But I found more, so. All right, let's see what we got in the blind side.
Yeah, Casual Boots is nice. You can just farm bombs outside of the fortune teller if you have to.
Well, don't worry about that fairy now.
Nope, there's a mirror. So that fairy's going to be allowed to do its job of keeping us alive.
Yeah, also it is a healthy start. They've already at 7 hearts.
Yeah, a lot of heart containers already. Glove to start off the well. Bombos. So the well's pretty stacked already.
Looks like that's it.
Bombos is very nice. Could be a required medallion for one of Meyer or Ice, or Meyer or Turtle Rock might be only made ice. And it's just a really good way to clear out when you're stuck on a fighter sword. Two different approaches to the chicken hut. Dawn trying to get a chicken clip, not quite getting it.
Yeah, chicken coop was a little risky because you can lock yourself into a state where you're basically holding on to nothing, and it could soft lock you.
Now, almost through Kakariko. We get a look at library and maze race in a second. Come out of here with a glove, a mirror, Bombos, not a lot of direction as to where to go next.
Well, you want that.
Yeah, Master Sword coming out here. All sorts of possibilities now. We could be seeing a lamp soon. Could be seeing a hammer, glove. Moon Pearl's got to be around somewhere.
Looks like a blue rupee there. Yeah, with all that money, they've got just need a little more for Zora. And a lot of runners in this mode will go up to the Zora area early because with boots you can set up a water walk to check the waterfall right away.
Yeah, it's pretty close to just being overworld. No Moon Pearl yet. You have to be a little creative to get all of the water checks, but it is doable. A little bit of diversion here. Scoople at the dam at Dawn, or Scoople in Mini Wildrum Cave. There's a Moon Pearl. Dawn at the dam. And a Tempered Sword for Scoople.
That's nice. And I'll find some rupees, so that's money for... There's enough money for Zora now. Scoople's still a little short. Shadow One, yes, we are Lamp from Aga 1. That Moon Pearl also kind of makes things a little more interesting.
Yep.
Just a matter of semantics. I'd probably do Ice Rock Cape before that, just in case Ice Rock Cape had the rupees. But...
Yeah, I think I agree with you here. Oh, you get to set up your water walk this way, so the 20 rupees are guarantees. You're not going to like loop back in Ice Rock Cave. So actually, this is actually fine.
Yeah, that's
Worked
actually
out well.
Yep, that is smart. Yeah, you get the guaranteed rupees, and you can just set up the water walk easily. Otherwise, you'd have to go in there twice. So.
Yep. Yeah. So that worked out well for Scoople. Got that water walk set up. Found that Moon Pearl, so it's gonna be a lot easier to get all these checks out. Not gonna have to fake flipper and then store that water walk all the way to under the bridge. Scoople just gonna ignore under the bridge. Too long of a check for their liking.
There's blue mail.
Fresh threads, a little bit of extra cash.
Don't have to worry about setting up something to get to those arrows. Now, does Zora have something to give us? Scoople's just going to grab whatever it is by his setup.
Yeah. Well, it's just vanilla flippers. Who would have thought?
I'm going to go check Hobo first, though.
Maybe this might just be. No, A's going to go under the bridge. Dawn's also going under the bridge first. Lost the water walk somewhere. That's all right.
I think she stored it, or he stored it. Sorry.
Oh, I stored it for here. Yeah, that worked. There we go. That's probably better. But nothing under the bridge. So we're looking at Agina, Eastern Palace, Sarasso's Hut area. Looks like our remaining options here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see either a lamp or either a lamp or another glove or a hammer.
I kind of like this from Scoople. Getting the Sagina check out of the way. Don't have... also has the dam, so gets the loop dam into Agina. Keeps it from being extremely isolated like it is for Donvener. And this early in the seed, you're not that far behind if it's just in the eastern area. But if it is on Agina, you can pick up a fair bit of time if your opponent decides to go through all through Eastern to not find it. I'd be picking up those 50 rupees too, in case this is an Ag MC and you need some cash for Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. It's always a tough call if on potting right to Dark World, but let's see what else. We still have 3 at Saha, this is Gina check, and then we've also got at least 2 in Eastern.
Yep.
Not a Gina.
That's alright. We're gonna find our mitts at the back of Saw's closet, and Donovaner's out of here. We're gonna head over to Village Outcasts.
Yeah. So we can pretty much take Aga completely off the table now. There's no reason to do it, which is a rare thing to say this week, it feels like.
Yeah, it does seem to come up a bit more often in casual boots than would normally, since you're already starting with a sword and those boots, making Lumberjack a little bit more viable. Can't quite write off Aghanim yet. We don't know where the hammer is, but for the most part.
Okay, threw a bomb backwards and...
Was done with the eastern area after those mitts as well. Nothing in King's Tomb for Donovaner.
So the one thing that's always hurts a little bit with the mitts access to Dark World is it really makes that hammer available in a lot of spots. Like it can be really tricky sometimes to route. Let's see what we got for Dark World. Myers, Red Crystal, Green Pendant Swamp, other pendant is Pod. If you are keeping an eye on that hammer, that does mean Pyramid Fairy is a possibility for it.
It is, and Pendant Swamp, depending on how these runners feel about that. Some runners feel a lot better about Pendant Swamp, some feel a lot worse, depending on their skill set.
You're going to check these outside houses first to see if you can happen to find the hammer before Thieves Town. Oh, there's the bow.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see one or both these runners skip Thieves Town entirely right now. Since we have mitts, we can get back to this area fairly quickly.
Looks like no, Scoop was going for Sea Shape first.
Get that bow before heading into Thieves Town at the very least. Looks like Dawn is going to at least do the front 4. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, front 4, got a mirror, so easy enough to get out of here if you decide to bail.
How do you feel about Thieves Town without a hammer this early?
It is a tough call. It is really tough. I think in the more recently, I've been okay with doing without hammer because the chances of Thieves Town Big Chest burning you is just so low. But yeah, you never feel good about it.
Yeah, I'm firmly on team. I'd rather lose than wait for Thieves Town Big Chest. If I can do this dungeon, I'm here. I'm gonna do it. At worst, like if you find a hammer late, you have hammer pegs loop in. You could put off Smith's Chain potentially. You're not going to this time. You already got mirror this early in the seed, so this is going to be a little bit more isolated than it would be. But I'm still a fan of just getting this dungeon done.
Yeah, and that's what both runners are going to do. Now, you have not seen the small key yet, which is kind of a... Well, it's good. It's good and a bad sign. Like a good sign because that means that it's less likely the big chest's going to have anything, but a bad sign that this might all be hammer locked anyway.
Yeah, I think we saw 2 items in the front. I know we saw a compass along with that big key.
I think 2 items sounds right. Both of them having trouble in the hellway here. Up in the attic. There's 50 rupees. That's the third item.
Always good to see an item there instead of your map or compass. Nice dash timing from Scoople, heading down those conveyors to the back of Thieves Town.
This chest is the map. You're fine seeing that because that means the small key's in the big chest. You don't have to ever come back in here.
Yep. You just know that whatever's on blind, if it's actually important, is locked behind a hammer. You can do with that information whatever you want.
Now, I'll kind of laugh if it's the flute because that means then hammer can't be in Pyramid Fairy.
That would be a funny one indeed. Runners in the blind fight. This is, as you'll hear a lot in the broadcasts, a scripted fight. If you do the same thing, blind will do the same thing every time, and both runners get through it, no problems.
Guess the red boomerang. I'm not going to much up the logic from that.
One crystal piece for our runners, very close connected to each other. Let's see if we get any divergence here. If one of them's going to head north and one of them's going to head south, or if they're both going to explore the South Dark World. It looks like they're both going to head down south.
Well, they're both going to do the dig game because if you're going to take the follower, you can't do that with. You can't do dig game with a follower of any kind.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you find out once and you try to remember after that. Let's see if we get a good reward out of it or if it's just going to be a little bit of cash. Oh, one arrow. That's great.
Google's going to try to get a little more cash, but nope. And yeah, you want to get out of there before you get the text box. So
yeah, trying to make sure you're in case you do find. Well, we got flippers, so pod area is open as well. Just trying to make sure you got enough cash to get in a pod before the end of this loop. A lot of chances to get money, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But
yeah, so far these two runners, I think they've checked. I think Scoople checked Aganon. That's the only difference between their checks at this point.
Yep. So. Yeah, that's the one difference is that Agina checked for Scoople. Two for one on your investment at the Smiths.
Dawn checked King's Tomb, and Scoople did not. So that is one other difference. Neither of those checks led to anything, so.
Now we're going to escort a chest down the southwest portion of the Dark World. Get K45, get friend Stumpy.
Yeah, we needed something to point us in a direction. I guess Eastern is probably looking the next. Oh, there's a fire rod. Never mind.
Yeah, fire rod will give us Skullwoods.
Yep, Skullwoods is an option now too.
That's such a bad thing to go back to, though. Like, you already started this loop.
Both runners leaving the chest behind. They're going to pull off a small glitch here.
Yeah, it turns out the game doesn't reset your follower state when you mirror until you lose iframes. So, right now the game thinks you have a follower, even though it's several screens away. And it's hammer. Both these runners are going to feel very, very good to have that hammer right now, as it's something that maybe your opponent might have not done, chose not to. Highly unlikely given what we've gotten so far.
All right, now you've got options. You can go to pod, which is a pendant, but you could do it. You can do the Inferno Skull Swamp, but nobody wants to do that. You can do Ice Palace. You can do you can go up to Hera out of logic. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for divergence now.
Ether in Hype Cave, nothing else. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different lines of thought here. Which way you're going to push this hammer?
And we are seeing divergence. Dawn headed back to Sank. Scoople's going to continue on.
I kind of like this war from Dawn. It doesn't take long to get back to Palace of Darkness Pyramid now. You've got a hammer, not doing this gigantic loop. Dawn's going to have the mountain. I might have done a Skull Woods and Hammer Pegs check myself, just to get that one isolated location off the map, and still get something done that you need to get done for the seed.
Yeah, I kind of agree there, just because I would prefer to have the hook shot before walking up here, like at a minimum,
Yeah, agreed.
Just to be able to clear more. And since I've got crystal dungeons I can do, I'd rather do those crystal dungeons first.
Yeah, for sure. Scoople's gonna head over to Pod, do at least Eastern Palace. See if he wants to dip into Pod while they're here.
Yeah, just setting up Pod just in case. I definitely agree that they're probably going to do Eastern first.
Nothing on Spec Rock, nothing in Spec Rock.
Oh, I guess I'm wrong. Scoople's going to dip Pendant Pod.
Interesting. This is an interesting call.
Yeah. This is definitely interesting.
He's going to head to Hera out of logic.
I guess Scooble's another of the pod believers.
Definitely a believer in Pendant Pod. If you're pushing this before Skullwoods, if you're pushing this before Ice, if you're pushing this before Eastern.
Don just did the main level of Hera and Veiled. I don't.
With the mirror, you can always come back on the way back. It's not.
Yeah. Don't recall if you saw the big key or not.
It must have been a small key. Like if you have the big key, you're probably just doing the dungeon. But if it's a small key, then you probably wouldn't wait for hookshot if it shows up. We do know that Swamp Palace is a pendant, so that hookshot can be in a lot of places that are not very convenient.
We'll find a piece of parts. Next up is 7 items in Paradox Cave.
Almost to the right side of Pod. Already found 3 small keys in the front. There's a shield and a compass. So it's 4 small keys in the front. Nothing on the right hand side of value.
So still 4 items pending in Pod. Meanwhile, let's see what Dawn gets.
It ruined himself with that bomb, and then the sword beam came through.
Oh. There's Samaria. That's a good pickup.
Yeah, now now you got a choice to make. If Turtle Rock is Bombos or Ether. I've seen Turtle Rock have a lot of items this week. A lot of items.
Meanwhile, Scoople has a mirror shield.
1 dungeon, 2 shields. How can you possibly beat that?
I'm guessing Scoople's counting, and that's probably a small key down there.
Yeah, with only one, with 2 small keys in inventory, that's got to be key for a key in Harmless Hallway.
And there's the map. That means there's a guaranteed item on Helmosaur. Dawn is opening TR, but we'll see if he decides to go in there.
This is all out of logic so far. We've not found a Fluber lamp. So I'd be hard-pressed to enter out of logic Turtle Rock with so much still needed outstanding.
Okay, that's an interesting pull out of pod. And Scoople's gonna clear it? I mean, this must really be believing in Pendant Pod.
Yeah, this is either I misread the crystals and pendants coming in here. Although it says P on the upper left-hand corner, you get that one for free. But or just having a philosophy: if I'm going to jump into a pendant dungeon, I'm going to get everything out of that pendant dungeon. Pod is not green pendant. Swamp Palace is green pendant. Looks like Dawn's going to try and cover this after getting the cape and the bonkable chest.
See, can Dawn get this?
Gets over to 2 items at least. We'll have to 1 more hover for the last item. Nothing in the middle. Immediately falls off, and that might be... I don't know, gonna give it a try.
Could just be more comfortable this direction.
Potentially. Oh, almost.
I'm gonna leave that 1 chest behind.
This is going to be a play into Turtle Rock. Meanwhile, Scoople into the Helmsor fight.
Yeah, both these runners are ignoring the in-logic crystal dungeon and going for out-of-logic plays.
You could be feeling some pressure to either get a win out of this week and go 1-1 for Scoople and Go, or to keep everything going. Being at 5-0 for Begone Pot. Dawn not checking past the first. All right.
Yeah. So Scoople's done in pod. Grab the pendants. The one interesting thing was the book, but we don't know if that's required yet.
Yeah, Desert's a pendant, so it doesn't open up much in terms of material dungeons. But if something's on one of these 2 tablets, that could be very big.
Yeah, the big things you want in this situation are either something on a tablet or the flute is in deserts.
Yeah. Dawn passing the memory test of going the correct way without a hook shot. There. Speaking of, this Turtle Rock dip paying off dividends. Dawn has had enough.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Take your hook shot and go for now. So I would have gone back to Hookshot Cave and found out what that last chest was.
Yeah, I would have done that as well. So that's Swamp Palace, which is another pendant. Oh, and Don could have like just mirrored and gone done Hera that he didn't complete. Really interesting decision to just leave that leave after that hook shot.
Yeah, I do agree on bailing on TR. I think that's a good call.
I agree with leaving TR as well, but you still have a ton of you finish Hera. You got one item already out of that dungeon. It's a red crystal, and then also getting that last chest at a hookshot cave. And then you get to finish all up by dropping down and doing Spike Cave too, if you so choose. Slow check, but one of those places, if it's there, you're probably winning.
Scoople counting items better than us because he must have gotten all three.
Like to gamble on that chest a whole bunch.
Chat talking about no lamp. One thing I've learned playing this game so much, the seed logic loves to put the lamp deep somewhere. It's like you find the lamp in the tea room of Ice Palace, and you're like, how did it end up there?
What we got so far this year, they could very easily get up there.
This is a bit of a different quick kill setup, but it works all the same.
Flag arrow at the end. Compass off the boss. I don't know if it's on the map or not, but can't imagine Scoople's coming back in even if there is an item. It's not gonna have enough magic to do this. Maybe. Might get out of there. Gotta run.
So looking through what we've got, at this point, I think the only things we still need for no mode is the Ice Rod, the Flute, and maybe Quake. I don't think we need anything else.
Yeah, we've got just about everything. Dawn, oh no, got grabbed right at the end. Gonna have to do this room all over again, refarm up some magic. And Choop will get ahead of the mountain.
I was just looking through. I got Hera that's completable. Got Skullwood you can do. Ice Palace you can full clear.
Lots of crystal dungeons out there. What was our least location today? Replaced with that green 20.
I mean, if you really want to, you can do desert as well. Or not desert, swamp.
Yeah, not thrilled about that, especially since it's still not in logic.
Oh yeah, we need to wait at Death Mountain for it to be in logic.
Yep. Just a compass on Mothula, that is a crystal for Donovan. Crystal 2. Two crystals apiece.
Interesting moment coming here. We're gonna get an ether tablet check. First chance to see if this book is gonna be useful.
Yeah, there's an ice rod here. Good night. Oh my god! Oh my god! Good night, everyone.
Yeah, just you've you've used all your luck for a while.
Pretty much. Wow.
So that ped dip is required.
That pod dip.
Pod dip. Did I say ped dip? Okay, so we just need a flute for no mode at this point.
And potentially Quake for Mr. Meyer. Scruple is just going to do all of Hera while we're here.
I'm sure somebody clipped that.
I certainly hope so.
Kane was in Paradox Cave, so Scruple will easily get that.
Yeah, Scruple's going to get everything up here. We'll see if anything got left in that last check in Hookshot Cave as well.
And Scruple, no hook shots. It's going to climb normally. There's silver arrows.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for... it actually depends. It depends on what order Scruple finds things in, whether or not we get those silvers.
Yeah. I mean, it's a definite pickup for Dawn at this point because you still have 80 to kill.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Dawn also has Ice Armos to kill, so it's just two bosses that go much quicker with those silver arrows.
Wow. Scruple giving us our upstairs check of Hera.
Boss.
Last item is on the boss. So you could have skipped the basement here with you Hera pot, which Dawn will have the option to do. Yeah, right now Dawn needs something in an equally bad area. Like, pretty much the flute needs to be an equally bad area.
The thing is, though, is there just aren't a lot of bad areas left. Probably needs it on, like, Catfish. Catfish is probably the best place for Dawn to find that flute.
Might be going to Eastern now.
Yep. We'll see if Dawn wants to dip pot. No, this is
Or is it this Ice
Ice
Palace?
Palace. This Ice Palace play.
That also makes sense. Okay. So Dawn giving us the new check says Scruple will cover some of Dawn's steps. Yeah, Scruple's going to clear up the mountain, and he's most likely going to full clear TR after this.
Yeah, there is no reason not to. He'll just have the hookshot. He's not going to look at hookshot game before TR.
Well, maybe he will.
No, or we'll do it this way.
Meanwhile, Dawn going for Icebreaker.
Yeah, nicely done. Gets that small key, so be able to take the fastest route through here. People about to get their Samaria. Doesn't look like anything of major note in Ice Palace so far.
Went for the clip, didn't get it.
Scoople feeling pretty good about their bomb economy.
Yeah. I think Scoople was planning to do this, thinking he wasn't going to be able to do TR right now, but now he knows he can.
through Ice Palace. Some heart piece in the big chest. There's our second key. I think we got one item left on the boss.
Put up a prediction for us. Get a prediction in. What do you think? Which medallion is needed for Meyer?
I'm not gonna try and hover Hookshot Cave with a full Turtle Rock in front. Two bomb bosses right next to each other. One in a Turtle Rocket, one blow up Cold Stairs Shell. Dawn's hurting a little bit. Does have that fairy, so not the end of the world right now.
Yeah, also on blue mail, but still kills you in one hit. But yeah, you got the fairy.
Puffs down, one to go. We're about to get that hook shot. Also passes the memory test.
Right, that is Cold Stare down. There's a piece of heart. That is Dawn's third crystal.
We're all tied up again on crystals.
Yeah, Scruple still has a big advantage, though.
Yeah, that ice rod is a miserable item in a miserable location.
Scruple's got Hookshot. Gonna just continue with TR for the moment. Knows he's most likely one item from Go mode. If you're rooting for Dawn, you probably want him to set up a pod dip.
Yeah, this is... CP is just heading to the side here to pick up a rock and go up, yeah, but... not that far to run to get back down to the portal, so hard to tell whether Dawn's going to do pod or not after this.
Yeah, because after this, all he's got left for Crystal Dungeons is Hera. Unless he wants to go back to TR.
Good options are starting to run out for Dawn, and Scoople did leave an item in the big key chest here in Eastern, so if you're a Dawn Veneer fan, you're now you're rooting for a flute here.
And if Flute's here, all of a sudden this race just turns up completely around.
Collection would certainly change if that's the case. Nothing of note past that hook shot yet here in Turtle Rock, but the party is much later on.
Yeah, Dawn's going for this chest, so there is an item here in it. Like, if it is Flute, that changes the trade.
Yeah, if this is Flute, then just don't invite me back to commentary, because I clearly have cursed all of these seeds.
The bull heading back into TR. Never mind, there's Flute.
Well.
That is most likely going to look for Scoople. We won't know for sure until we see the Meyer medallion.
Yeah, and welcome in to our Raiders from SpeedGaming 3. Watching A Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 5. Go, represented by Scoop on the left, versus Begone Pot, represented by Dawn and her on the right. And the story of the seed so far is a rude little ice rod on Ether Tablet with that Book of Medora sitting in Palace of Darkness.
Pendant Palace of Darkness, to be
Yeah.
exact.
It looks like that last chest in Eastern that we skipped was a sword for Dawn Veneer.
Yep.
And Scoop, we're going to check all this stuff just in case Quake's here. So Scoople's probably not going to find those silvers. Not that I don't think they're going to have that much of an effect on the time difference, unless we're still hunting for a Quake.
Dawn takes the temporary crystal lead with 4. Scoople gotta be a little careful on Trinex, but does still have that fairy.
Yeah. Nice 0 cycle, or nice 1 cycle for Scoople.
Oh, Dawn is going to pod.
All right, that's good news for Dawn Veneer fans. Although this still has to do Hera, so the Ether Tablet isn't like totally out of the way. The problem is that Flute being so deep in Turtle Rock that can't get Meyer done before going up the mountain. It's going to have an extra climb no matter what.
Yeah. But if you're rooting for Dawn, now you want Quake for Meyer.
Absolutely. Try next down. Scoople getting it done, saving that fairy. Does not find Quake on the boss. So we're out of here. We're going to turn Flute in, and I can't imagine that Scoople goes anywhere else than Misery Meyer. Let's try that again. We're going to turn a Flute in. Yeah, chat did mention that Scoople didn't check Hookshot Cave. Not all that surprising to see him skip that at this point.
Yeah, he's at the point he's just assuming he's in go mode.
Right. If this is Quake, then you change your assumptions and you do some checks here and there. But we're going to play this as though Scoople's going to play this as though they're in go mode, and hope that the 2 out of 3 chance here is good enough.
We're going to find out. I think he's going to Meyer for sure. You want to know, are you in go mode? We're going to find out in a few seconds. And it is Bombos. Yep, he's in go mode.
Right. So officially, 53 hours, 48 minutes, 53 minutes, 48 seconds and change. God, time just goes forever. Scoople and go mode, and really nothing standing between them and a victory here except their own execution.
Yeah, at this point, it's pretty much Scoople's race to lose. Like, even if Dawn finds that boat goes right up the mountain and gets Ice Rod, he still needs to full clear TR to get that flute, and then do another climb.
Yeah, the not getting the flute in his first TR trip is gonna make this lead difference just a little bit too much, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I as I said earlier, I agreed with him leaving right after Hookshot. It made a lot of sense at that point, but yeah, unfortunately, it did kind of backfire.
Yeah, Turtle Rock having all the goods again.
To be honest, though, Scoople's play to go in the pennant pod early really just, I think, that put him so far ahead that I don't know if Don could have caught up in this one.
Yeah, no, if you're just a Pendant Pod believer, just got the feeling that it's there, and it was. Still gotta wonder where this lamp's at, because so much of this seed is locked behind that lamp. We're not going to find it, obviously, but there are so many things that are locked behind this lamp and this seed.
Yeah, like our whole Death Mountain access is locked behind Lamp right now.
Yep, Death Mountain's locked. Mire's locked. Most of Swamp Palace is probably in the front of Swamp. Or Catfish. Yeah, Cat mentioning Catfish.
So Dawn is done in pod. That's going to be a ped check.
I think at this point you're certainly, if you're going to do a ped check, why not just finish pod while you're there? That's a little odd to me. This is a ped check, but
yeah, there's nothing of value is going to be here. Going to the mountain. This might be the Hera play, and if he goes straight up over to Ether Top, it's going to get that Ice Rod, which should send him back to TR.
yeah, this is essentially what Dawn needed to do immediately after finding that book. But still having an extra climb is probably just too much to overcome. Have to get this Ice Rod. Might start feeling pretty good, honestly. Seeing where that Ice Rod is at, not knowing that Scoople's had that Ice Rod for 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Something like that, yeah. Looks like Dawn's just going to go straight to TR, which might save him a little more time.
Yeah, we'll get the flute here, and we'll immediately turn in the flute and can save Hera for last.
Yeah, it's still going to be Scoople's lead.
Yeah, Scoople does have to get through Ice Palace and Skullwoods, two very quick dungeons. And the Mire layout had that big key behind a cutscene at its vanilla location. Scoople down to one heart. I think still has that fairy?
I believe he does.
He might be relieved of it here very soon.
Ooh.
Oh, Dawn.
Dawn does not have a fairy.
No, already used that fairy. Just bad luck with that chain chomp just sitting right in front of the switch.
Some days the chain chomps are like that. Scoople's can use what magic he has, then take the death, use the fairy.
Yeah, get a little extra iframes here too. Scoople's energy running very comfortable with this fight. Gets through it. That'll be crystal number 5 for Scoople.
Skullwoods and Ice Palace left, both of which are quick dungeons.
Yeah, we've got Samaria to get through Ice Palace very quickly. Skullwoods is just grab a pot, head to the back. Get unlucky with those lasers again. Off the Skull Woods for Scoople.
Now, one thing I will say at this point, well, I think Scoople of Go's lead is pretty big. It's interesting that Dawn has that gold sword and silver arrows. I don't think that by itself is enough, but if something happens, there's still a chance. Like a late GT keep versus an early for Dawn. That still takes a little more than that, but
yeah, it'll be interesting. Scoople is shouldn't have any problems getting 1-1, but will lose some time having to do sword spins instead of silver arrows. But that's probably what, a minute or so.
Yes,
and there's really no difference in the sword level going through GT itself. Chat doing some math that I feel is somewhat suspect.
Yeah, I'd like to see your work there. Dawn gets the flute. He's in go mode but doesn't quite know it yet. That's why I think it's 67% go mode chance right now.
Yeah, probably enough to, even with gold sword, silver arrows, to still clear out laser bridge in case Quake is there, even though it's not.
That's sixth crystal.
Yeah, it's just Blinky missed Demothra's down. And we're off to Ice Palace. And Dawn having some problems here in the dark Samaria room.
One thing I was have to keep an eye on Scoople's arrow count. He's at 2. There's not a really great opportunity to grab arrows again before GT. He does have capacity fairy right here, but that's
yeah, you can just mirror and buy arrows. That's not a big deal at all. As long as he remembers. Dawn needs to get to the back and open up that door real soon. I think Dawn is starting to feel the pressure a little bit. I'm not sure, but does get the safety door. We'll just die, get the refill.
I think Dawn's teammates are also feeling a little bit of the pressure. I see Slumberjack, at least in chat. Based on what these runs have done so far, the biggest difference really is just that pendant pod dip to get Ice Rod early, or to get that Ice Rod off Ether early, basically. Because you have Scoople an extra climb up the mountain.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that extra climb Got to skip Hookshot, going back to Hookshot Cave. Didn't spend nearly as much time there as Donvinner did. But yeah, the extra climb is what's going to seal things. If it is a victory for Scoopel today.
Gold Sword, Trinex, this will be a pretty quick fight. Not much of a difference in timing, though. I think both of them had a one cycle. Maybe Scoopel had two, I don't remember.
Yeah, I know. Scoopel had the one cycle as well. Went behind to get the quick kill. Nice done by Donvinner. Going to pick up crystal number 5 here. And Scoopel just destroying Goldster in the corner. Picks up that heart piece. Crystal number 7. JP, do you like numbers?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of numbers, say, between 1 and 22?
They're nice.
They're not bad. It is time once again for the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. Get your guesses in chat where you think that big key will be located. And if you're the first person to say the right number, you could win adulation, fame, not fortune. We have no money. But you can tell your friends and family that you won the big key guessing game.
Just gonna use this one prediction because it's already set up.
All right. Scoopel did remember to buy arrows. Also getting some potions filled up for this GT climb. And like we expected, did not peek over at bumper ledges, see those silver arrows sitting up pretty.
Yeah, at this point, Dawn's going to be out of here pretty quick, but it's going to basically be a flute activation, a mire clear, and another climb of the mountain is what Dawn's going to be behind. I should say a full mire clear, since the mire big key was in cutscene chest, but not without an obvious sign of that.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to see if Dawn rushes cutscene or not. But does get through Hera, crystal number 6. Going up the Super Bunny way. Doesn't want to deal with an extra screen of dead rocks. I don't blame him.
Yeah, we're never going to know where Lamp was. We're just thinking swamp at this point, because it can't be in desert. Both of the desert accesses are locked by the lamp.
Yep. Yeah, so desert's dead. Yeah, it's got to be swamp.
We saw Smith Chain. Never saw Hammer Pegs, but... Could also be catfish, I guess.
Something gross. All right, and as Dawn gives us a reason to salute, Scoopel is on the climb in GT. If you don't have your numbers in, too bad.
Here we go. There's Quake.
We're going to have to worry about that one, that's for sure. Scoopel going to continue on right. We'll see if this is a Stalfos and then turn around, or if going all the way to Rando.
Scoopel going to confirm in go mode. That's a Scoopel Dawn confirmed in go mode.
Yeah, no, nothing in Stalfos room. Scoopel going to continue on to the right side now.
Right, just 6 and 7. Not there.
Scoopel buying a couple blue potions, gets to be pretty aggressive with this fire rod. Getting through the room.
Compass room 8 through 11. That's 4 big no's.
Now open with this little magic. Gonna mirror back after grabbing the small key and head to rando.
Fortunately, we cannot switch audio. Google is not using usable audio, so.
Yes, that Scoople gives us streaming experiences that I might want to see on Restream, but SpeedGaming, not as much of a fan.
We're up to 12 chests.
And still no sign of this big key yet.
There's 13 as Dawn confirms where the big key of Meyer is.
Scoople lightening the load. Get rid of some of these bombs. And to forget.
14, 15. There it is in chest 16.
No, I saw 16 in here somewhere. I take it back. I did not see it. Several 15s. 1 17. But today we have no winner in the big key guessing game. Thanks for playing. We'll try again next time.
Yeah, it's just a GT climb for Scoople at this point. Really good shape. Tempered sword, 2 blue potions, blue mail. Should be fine.
Be fine. No, no powders, no mushrooms. Just those potions for safeties. But should have plenty of resources to get through this.
Potentially a sub 120. Depends on how well this goes.
Lean Gauntlet 2. That dash was very, very nice. Cat has feelings about how this is going.
Oh, that is a way to get a 1 cycle on Landmo.
That's a really cool strat. And Scoople says I've got enough magic. Or I'm just going to crack a blue potion. Probably just going to crack a blue potion.
Yeah, you're going to crack. Yeah, you almost have to at this point because you don't have land.
Right.
Yep, there's the blue potion. Oh yeah, this is gonna be well below 120, assuming everything goes well.
It almost didn't go well there. Out of magic. But does get all those torches lit. We'll get a refill here in the next round.
Meanwhile, Dawn gonna turn Biddy into the pincushion.
Nice hook shot strats for Lambo 2. Open the last chest for our edification.
Yeah. Just in case there were silvers, but nope, we know where silvers are. Nadish Dawn's 7th crystal, so he's on his way up to finish the seed, but yeah, he's gonna go buy potions first as well.
Yeah, very deep GT Big Key. Not a lot of ways to make up time there. Hopefully you even see Dawn get that Big Key before Shkeeple finishes if all goes well. This Aghanim 2 fight is one to forget so far, though. Does get through it, though, and just a Ganon fight now.
Yeah, here we go to the Ganon fight.
Nice double spin off the Trident. Gonna get that 1-1. Look at this movement. What execution.
Ganon does not want to take another hit. There it goes, though.
If I just teleport forever, I can't die, right?
It gets the first spin, going for Torch Glitch. Got it. Dawn starting right. I don't think there was a key. Oh, there was a key over there. And yeah,
And not a full force to left runner Dawn, so gonna be a while before Dawn gets that big key. People knowing how to take this fight right to the very edge, just sneaking in between Ganon and that Fire Bat. And that is 12 spins. Get your GGs ready in chat, as this matchup is about to have a winner. And that winner is Shkeeple. An official time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, 45 seconds, thanks to racetime.gg. Shkeeple getting across the finish line, getting go to 3-3 on the season. Begone gonna fall down to 5-1. Still first place in their division, now in a tie. But big win here for Shkeeple.
yeah, and that Terraforce X might describe his feelings right now. Yeah, that will move Go into tie for 4th going into next week. Speaking of next week, looks like Go's going to be facing He Came From. Well, the Con Pot's going to get JK LOL.
No easy matchups in any of these groups in the Invitational. GG's to Shkeeple as Dawn go to the left side looking for that big key.
Don't know if we're going to get Shkeeple for an interview or not. Might just be watching Dawn finish this one out.
Yep, giving that Fire Snake a little hug. It's a big key in just a moment, though. It does not look like we're going to get Scoople on, so Dawn going into the climb now. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit easier with silver arrows.
And I can talk a little bit about next week as we're finishing this up. I think we got one more race in the Invitational this week. That's actually going on right now over on SpeedGaming. Next week is Retrance Week, second of our co-op weeks.
Yeah, this is I'm in the open league and I've been practicing. This is one that's been giving us a little bit of trouble. Just getting the communication on point.
Yeah, next week is going to be very interesting for a lot of teams. Did have a question, what is Retrance in chat? So let's give a quick rundown of that. Retrance is essentially a cross-keys entrance randomizer, or cross-world entrance randomizer with key sanity. But we also put on retro mode, which gives you a starting sword. All small keys are generic. Let's see. There's 4 or 5 take any caves, 4 of which have hearts or potions. 1 has a sword. The bow does not come with arrows. You have to buy the arrows separately.
Yeah, some of the shops have been converted to arrow and key shops, so you can buy small keys. Yeah, that's the big thing is that the keys are generic. They can work in any dungeon, and you have to find you have to find a shop to buy arrows to actually use the arrows. And when you're firing arrows, they're expensive. It's 10 rupees for an arrow, 50 for a silver. So you just don't want to use the bow very often unless you have to.
Yeah, money management becomes very important in this mode. Making sure you have enough keys to get through your dungeons, making sure you have enough money to buy keys as well as use your bow. So it becomes a very interesting week. This is the first time we're actually going to see this in League. We did have it last year as a playoff option for Game 5, but we only got to see a few of them last year. So this is the first time the League's going to get to try it out in full.
Placing pilot spoiler this year, which some people are happy about, some people are sad about. I'm more in the camp where I would rather be playing pilot spoiler than co-op Retrance, but beggars cannot be choosers. Dawn almost through the climb here. You?
It's built on 2 fights, just has Agatu and Ganon to take out. Yep, there's Agatu.
Double so far.
Yep, Agatu.
Double, very well done, especially with blue particles from Agon when cycles 2 and 3. Really nicely done getting the triple double.
And just had a gold, silvers Ganon fight ahead.
Yeah, we saw the Ganon was a little bit of a jumpy feller. I'm going to teleport a bunch, which will slow this fight down a little bit, but it was very much blink and you miss it territory.
Yeah, it's been nice to have gold and silvers as a regular thing again. I know when we were doing a lot of like some of the what am I thinking of? Like the main tournament and some of the side events and everything. And we were doing more of a hard item pool or a modified hard item pool, and you wouldn't always see silver. Some of them didn't have silvers, and I mean, I get it's a good test for Ganon, but it gets old really quickly. Sometimes you get to the end of the seed, you want to be done. You just want to kill Ganon quick and get done. Just finish it all.
Sometimes it is very nice to just say, I'm better than you, Ganon. I've got a gold sword. I've got silver arrows. I cannot mess up the 1-in-1, and phase 4 will be done in like 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think, yeah, like I said, it's a nice test of skill. It's just like, I don't like doing it so often. It's just, sometimes I just want to just get it done and move on. Especially if I know if I've lost a race, like, I just want
to... Nice triple from Dawn to finish it out. Finishing out strong. Your GG's in chat for Dawn Veneur. Cross that line. Cross that bridge. Finish this race out. An official time of 1 hour, 26 minutes, 33 seconds. GG's to Dawn Veneur. And that'll close out the week for these two teams in casual boots. And joining us right now is Dawn Veneur. GG's.
GG's.
That was... If you had to watch this one back, Scoople just kind of gotcha.
Yeah, I kind of figured that once I saw him dunning, I'm like, it's probably he went pod first, and then he didn't really have to do much in the mountain.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Like, I was kind of in that hype cave. I'm like, all right, I can just go from here to pod eastern, but I'm like, Death Mountain is just too tempting, and followed that little rabbit hole. Then as soon as I got up there, what I was thinking just completely just went out of my brain. Didn't know what I was doing at that point. Like going in and out of Turtle Rock a couple times.
We agreed with your decision to get out of there once you got the hook shot, but it ended up that if you had dug a little bit in there, you would be able to get that flute too and make just the one extra climb. But even then, it's really hard to get past someone who just gets to go up to the mountain and do everything in one trip and never think about it again.
I felt my play this game was a lot poorer than I would say I'd do on average. It was not a great showing today, but
hey, you guys are still 5-1. I know last season a little bit of struggle for you on a separate team. We were in the same group last year, but
yeah.
But it's gotta feel good to just be comfortable at this point in the Invitational. You're not having to look over results every week and wonder.
This whole past week I've been looking at the results and be like, man, we could be one of the only 3 teams that are undefeated so far, and nope, I kind of I threw that one out the window, but still top of the division, that's still great. There's still 4 weeks left, so anything can happen. Could just flip-flop the other way, but hopefully not.
Things are still looking good for you despite the loss today. And next week you've got JK LOL next week, is that right?
Yeah, we got JK LOL next week.
That's going to be a fun one in Retrans. How are you feeling about Retrans?
I'm leaving it to my other 2 teammates, I think. We haven't really solidified anything, but I'm pretty sure it's those 2 playing both games. Otherwise, I might be playing one. Retrans, I feel like the co-op Retrans really needs to be on point with knowing how to use the trackers or how to communicate effectively to clear dungeons and know where everything is without having to double dip, one player or both players going to the same dead location, that kind of double dip.
Yeah.
Try and avoid that and save as much time as possible. I've actually never played that mode before, so I'm sure it's probably fun. I hear it's one of the most fun modes for a lot of people, but yeah, I've never played it.
We'll see how Slumberjack and T-Stew do if they do pick up both those races. But what are you looking forward to in the rest of the season?
Week 7, my absolute favorite. Let's get some Randomizer going. Boot start is always fun. And
You're a big fan of dashing into rollers.
I just like that Randomizer turns the game from, just the standard, alright, cool, roguelike, just try and beat the game. You kind of have your own muscle memory. Execution is very important. So it turns it into a puzzle game, and that's what I enjoy about Randomizer.
Sounds good. Anything else you want to add in on this race, or anything else you want to share before we get out of here?
I want to say thank you, you and JP, for picking up the commentary. Badman for tracking, and I don't know who the streamer is. I'm sorry, but thank you too. And I hope that more wins are going to happen in the future. And good luck to everyone else playing next week.
Should be a good one. And GG's to you, and thanks again for the show. GG's to Scoople as well. Couldn't get him in the booth, but that's all right. One more race today. Like you said earlier, JP, that's going on right now over on the main SpeedGaming channel. Relkin to Infinity Begone versus Awase, 2 Pro, 2 Furious, and then it's Retrons Week. 2 weeks of it to bounce around SG Live, but it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting week. As we're getting to the midpoint of the season, teams are starting to separate themselves. Some teams are starting to move for playoffs. Some teams are fighting to just stay up in the standings. Yeah, we've still got a lot of league to go, so make sure to tune in and watch all of it. Otherwise, yeah, if you're looking for more action this week, over SpeedGaming 1, they are 30 minutes into the race right now, so plenty to go on that one as well.
And if you want updates on what races you'll see on the SpeedGaming family channels, to speedgaming.org, you need to look at the schedule there. ALTTPRleague.com has information on the league matchups, team-to-team matchups for all 4 of the upcoming weeks. That's going to be it for us today. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm James FNX, and for fan JP, we'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Yep, good night, everyone.